actually, the reason we use acre feet is the same reason that we have unsustainable farming practices all over the Southwest. And that's the Homestead Act of 1862, which allowed any male U.S. citizen to claim 160 acres out west as long as they farmed it, which was the exact kind of thing that John Wesley Powell, the one-armed Civil War veteran who ran the Grand Canyon for the first time, advocated against in his report on the lands of the arid region of the United States, in which he argued that only 2% of the land west was arable, and that the states out west should be divided on watershed boundaries, to avoid the legacy of litigation that we have now. But anyways, all those settlers moving out west because of the Homestead Act created a need for irrigation, because as you might already be aware, the West is dry as fuck. And many of the parcels that were settled had no natural water source, meaning they needed water from a completely different watershed. And this led to the doctrine of prior appropriation. Because if you homesteaded a farm in 1870 that had no natural water source, so you diverted water from a stream that's just a couple miles away, and then someone homesteaded the parcel that stream was on in 1880, they would have no right to interrupt your irrigation deliveries. Because despite the fact that the stream isn't on your property, you were the one who diverted it first. And that leads me to how we started using such an absurd measurement as acre feet for measuring water. It was decided that each homestead was entitled to enough water to irrigate every irrigable acre on their parcel. And back then, just like it is now, the most common form of irrigation was flood irrigation. So they could measure the allotment by saying we need to cover each acre in 1 foot of water. And that's how we ended up with this absolutely ridiculous unit of measurement.